Hey Craig, how's it going? Okay, don't answer that. I know how it's going, and I'm mad for you. I've had a day. I've had a day, Brian. Hey. Um, yeah, I was looking to your videos. Yeah. So today is I rushed home. Traffic was hell. I guess that's just normal, but I was like, I wanted to be here because when Winnie goes live, somebody please tell me and we'll get off because she goes live about an hour from now. But I wanted to go live today because it's my 1 year anniversary on YouTube. Thank you, Dee. Thank you, Pixie. Thank you, Beautiful Steps. Craig, everybody, Brian. Um, Thank you, friends, all six of you. Um, it has been, whoa, what a day. I've had bad news today, and normally bad news has me going to buy things, and I didn't, and I'm not going to, and I'm going to just like, I can't control it. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just bad fucking news. This is going to be a sweary video, guys. It's just that type of a day. I'll put a warning out there. When I end the live, I'll put a disclaimer. But um, it's my 1 year anniversary on YouTube. Who would have thought? I didn't think I'd be here. It doesn't feel like a year, and at the same time, it feels like an eternity. Hey, Keith. You know, yeah, Craig. I'm so sorry. It's like I've had two pieces of bad news I have no control over, can do nothing about. It is just effed up, and there's all I can say is I'm here for you. Like my other friend that has a employment maybe situation thing that can't do anything about it, you know. Um, Another is a health thing, can't do anything about it. It's just the way it is, and I'm just like, this is this type of thing that makes me want to just go like, you do all the right things, you plan to do the right things, and you do everything you're supposed to do, and you're like, why bother, why bother? That's how I feel today. um yes, Craig, but I'm not happy about it. So anyway, so let me tell you about, hey Deborah, let me tell you about the good news with my 1 year anniversary with YouTube. Well, the good news is I didn't quit. um, I have wanted to in the last 3 months many times. And I'll tell you why I started YouTube. Like many of you may or may not know, not everybody's been here since the beginning. And please don't go watch the first dang video; it's bad. Um, Greg says I bought a big ass pack of double stuffed Oreos. Yes, that's how I feel. Oh, Keith, I wanted to quit YouTube about a billion times, and I'll get there. I'll explain it. Um, it's So I started YouTube when I was just a viewer. I was just a subscriber like everybody else, and I was writing a novel on everybody's videos. I had started with how-to videos, how to clean Vachetta, how to clean a Louis Vuitton, how to restore vintage. My family member had given me a old Speedy. I didn't realize at the time. Hey, Miss Jelly. I didn't realize that the Speedy I had been gifted was inauthentic, and I was seeing how to clean it, and that led me down into all these different videos. I really wasn't on YouTube very much, and then I was looking for a perfume review on Joy by Jane Patu, and I found Super Jacob, and from Super Jacob I found his live stream, and from his live stream I found all these other people. I found Winnie, and I was just watching. I was not a luxury YouTube content consumer. Um, it's just like, no, your first videos aren't you, it's your other twin that has not, it's not. Well, my first, okay, so I don't have a problem with my first videos so much. It's just that I've evolved so much in that 1 year, and that's why I think that fast growth is actually not good growth. I think you shouldn't explode so quickly because you do learn as you keep doing things. You keep learning what works for you. You can and if I just started right off the bat and, oh, there's 1,000 subscribers, I don't know if I'd still be here. I'd be like, okay, I'm leaving now. This is scary. So, hey, Debbie, um, thank you so much. So I'm talking about how I started YouTube. So I was texting to Winnie and texting Candy Sweet Love for LV and Yoda Styles and Dawn Loves Couture and Autumn Beckman. And I found Autumn because of her cleaning videos. So really, I followed her because she was in Houston and I'm in Texas. And it was like, oh, a Texas person. How cool. Some local things I know about. When she talked about the Houston Gallery, I know where that is. I've been there. You know, when she talks about the weather in Houston, I get it. You know? So it was like, I want to follow a Texas content creator. That's cool. But what happened was, I kept writing novels underneath everybody's. As a subscriber, I would just write all these novels underneath everybody's videos, and I'd give them ideas. And finally, I was talking to Candy Sweet Love for LV, and then I was talking to Winnie, and they said you should just do your own channel and do your own videos. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. But I do have all these bags. I really could do it. I mean, I had well over 100 bags. I probably had 160 at the time, and an easy 160 at the time that I already had in my collection. And so when he came up with the name Jack's Bag Attack, and um Candy Sweet Love for LV said go ahead and do it. And I kind of did this to get to have the other content creators who I've been viewing get to know me, because here I am watching all their videos, watching their daily whatevers, and they don't know me from Adam. They just know me from a few little comments every now and then, because they weren't really doing lives at the time. Nobody was. Um, Craig, you just made my day 100,000% better. Oh, yay! I'm so happy I got you that card. And on today of all days, I'm so thrilled you got it today. Please feel better because your day sucks. So, and I do expect to come visit you at the end of May and see chickens and goats in your pastures, okay? Country life for you now. So anyway, I'll explain what I'm talking about, or Craig might. Anyway, so I start YouTube thinking, okay, my family can be participating. I can show my collection. I can, I can share what I love. I can talk about my bags. Um, uh, I don't have to have, like, I couldn't find the content I wanted. Um, so I like pre-loved items. I like things that are yesterday's it bag. I love Dooney, but I didn't want to just go to the only I love. There's a whole group of content out there that's just for people who only buy Dooney, and a lot of them are only buying new Dooney, you know? And then the other people were like, but the two lives didn't mix. Like super luxury never talked about Dooney. And then luxury people talked about Louis Vuitton and all the French people. And I'm like, either it was Italian or French. I'm like, okay, not everything is Italian or French. And I like Dooney, which is American. I like Michael Kors, which I get Michael Kors. I get it's not the best brand out there, but it's still an American designer. Okay. So, and Kate Spade. And I liked, well, at the time I didn't have, but Ralph Lauren, but now I'm in love with him. But anyway, all these things I love that nobody talked about. Like I love Coach. I had a Coach last year on my channel because I just loved everything they produced almost. And I couldn't find the content I wanted to watch, so I made it. I shared what I loved. I shared pre-loved items. I had the best compliment today of like all of my YouTube compliments of my entire year, I think. And this one person said, "Oh," she goes, "I just found your channel 2 weeks ago, and I've bought 8 Florentine pre-loved bags now because of your channel." And I'm like, yes! Somebody who discovered something I love, like the Florentine line out of Dooney and Burke gets better with age, not worse, better with age. So I'm like, why is everybody just buying the new bag for $400? You can find these on eBay for $100, for $125. Buy that one. It's already there. But anyway, it was a very good compliment, and as an influencer, I never ever thought I would be in a position where someone says I bought something because you recommended it. I didn't think I was going to be an influencer. I was talking about the stuff I already owned. It didn't really even occur to me that I could influence anything, because all of the channels I had seen was people buying brand new releases. They were buying the animation from LV, or they got the new LV drop, and it was LV this, and it was at the time it was the Speedy 20, and then it was the whatever new thing that came out. Yeah, if you notice Craig's comment in the chat, he is not going to go and do surgery, which is what I'm upset about, because not that he's not doing it. The fact is that it's not going to help enough. It's very intensive. Recovery is bad, so I'm very annoyed at medical science right now. Hopefully it will improve some. Hopefully we could find some more help and benefits. But man, I'm upset for him. So it's easier to live through it when you're the one living through it, but as a loved one watching it, it's hard. It's like, oh, you just want to go say, I need 3 opinions, please, and I don't like yours. Hey, Monarch, hey, everybody. So I started YouTube to share stuff I love, which is pre-loved stuff. And originally, it was to reduce my collection. Oh, no. We probably doubled it. But what I did not expect to happen, and I've been thinking about this for a couple weeks when I realized this date was coming up, that it was going to be my 1-year anniversary on YouTube, was, well, one, I didn't quit, and I've wanted to quit many times because I don't mind people attacking me personally, um, because you guys don't know me. People don't know me on comments. I don't know them. It's like, I mean, even if you think you know me, it's like, okay, whatever, you know. But when I found friendships and my friends were telling me things that were hurtful, that was like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself out here to do this? I don't think I want to do this anymore. And that's one of the things I learned with YouTube, is that people who I thought were friends were not quite friends. And people that I thought would support me didn't quite support me. And what I really found was other subscribers who I had never known before, because you don't until you're a content creator, who have become my friends. And you guys are why I keep coming back and I keep doing this. Like the 20 people in this room and anybody else who listens to this live later, the comment where the person says, hey, I love Fossil. No one talks about it. Thank you for talking about it. The person that says, I love the 1 or 2 people that say I like Michael Kors, or the 1 or 2 people say, oh, I bought pre-loved bags because you talk about them. You know, that's what keeps me here. Oh yeah, Native. Yeah, there's a reason in my life I have kept my bag collection a secret. My bag collection was a deep, dark secret we shall never talk about, and my family doesn't approve. My family doesn't watch this channel. They all know about it. They all know about it. Um, no, the people in my lives, you guys are you're the people here to talk to me. But there are comments I do delete, guys. I'm not, I'll tell you, if it's outright hate, it goes. If it's scam people, it goes. I have no issues with deleting comments on my channel. Now, the ones that bug me though are the ones that get deleted that I don't delete. It's like, why did YouTube delete that? I don't know. So it's been people who I used to watch as other content creators. Um, I'm not their jam, and that's okay. I thought we would be better friends. I thought they would get to know me more. And the truth of the matter is, they're luxury YouTubers, and I'm not. I buy pre-loved, and I'm contemporary, and that's my own lane and my own thing. And apparently, there's a lot of people who just don't look favorably upon American contemporary designers, and they just really like the prestigious brands or the name of a brand. And the basis of my love of bags is I love a well-made bag. I don't care who made it. And um and I want to be able something I can actually afford, let's be real honest. So which is why I'm buying pre-loved bags. And there's so many out there. There's so many out there. There's like and that's why I'm here, guys, is Keith, is because there's people keep talking about, I'm a geographer by education, and there's something, I'm going on a rant right now. I'm going on a rant. So part of geography and when I was going through geography and I got a master's, well, almost a master's, guys. I'm 1 hour short of finishing my master's. I have 55 credit hours of master's work. So almost a master's in geography. And part of the theories that they talk about is placelessness. And what does that really mean? If you travel anywhere in the United States, all over the United States, there's many things that look the same wherever you are, whether you are in Texas or in Maine or in Nevada. If you go to McDonald's in Los Angeles, it's pretty much the same kind of structure and profile and menu as the same place that's in New Jersey. If you go to Home Depot, Lowe's, big box stores, um, shopping mall complexes, malls themselves, housing neighborhoods, developments, structures, they all have a similarity that we have lost a lot of uniqueness within our local, and this is part of the globalization and the internet and this whole world we're living in now is that the uniqueness of our regions have been lost. So one of the things that still kind of stays in our areas is food and food culture, local colloquialisms, and topography in the landscape, right? So the landscapes are not the same. So why is this important? It's because I feel like because we have this like global space that we're in, the internet, everybody hears from somewhere else. I mean, the closest person to me on my of all the people I know is Dee Dee Bean. She lives like an hour or so, hour and a half away from me. Everybody else lives like hours away from me, different states, different places. But it's I like, but then so I like unique things. So I like things that are in my area that's local, is people like Michael Kors, people like Kate Spade, people like Dooney and Burke. These are very popular brands here. I don't see Louis Vuitton. I don't see YSL. I've seen maybe two Hermes bags in my whole life in the wild, in person, on somebody's shoulder. I don't live in a highfalutin area. I don't live where there's a big fancy mall. Even when I lived in San Antonio, I didn't live in that part of town, you know? So when you see the internet and you see all these luxury YouTubers, and now it makes sense, like people like Lisa from Luxury Life in the Middle, she lives in Manhattan or near Manhattan, not actually in Manhattan. I don't know. Does she live? She lives somewhere in New York. So that makes sense. Leila Sophia, she literally lives in Manhattan. She lives in New York. That makes sense. She sees all these bags. She goes to the Rose. She goes to places like Bergdorf's, if that's still in business. I don't know. Places where they have like the Louis Vuitton cafe. I don't live there. Where I live, we have a Cracker Barrel, and that's 30 minutes from my town, my town. I don't live in that town. I live in a different town, okay? Hey, Michael, thank you. Hey, Luxational, I'm on a rant, guys. So what I'm saying is I wanted to do something that showed the uniqueness that you didn't have to be carrying a Birkin and I love the Birkin. I have nothing wrong with the Birkin. Nobody I know owns one. Not one person. Even my aunt, who was a multimillionaire, been to Paris a few times. I mean, they were gas and oil wealth, but they didn't own a Birkin. They didn't care. That wasn't what they. My aunt carried, the millionaire. She carried a handmade, artist created hobo bag. She didn't care about status. People who are truly wealthy tend to be truly wealthy because they actually don't spend money. Their wealth expenditures was actually country clubs and golfing and trips, and they had a couple houses and a couple condos, and they didn't really buy consumer goods because they didn't need to. My bag collection is ridiculous. My aunt would have given me hell if she knew how much money I spent on this, because proportionally it doesn't equate, right? um Keith says, so yeah, it's true. I could talk, Debbie, I would walk around with a Birkin here and no one would know. Yeah, nobody would know or care. You walk around with a Coach, you get 10 compliments. Not kidding. Not kidding. Um, Louis Vuitton gets a lot of compliments out here because it's so recognizable. But if I carried a Capucine, they wouldn't know what that was. But if I carried a Neverfull or a Speedy, they would know what that was. And that's and everybody I see. So anyway, what I'm saying is I started YouTube to show stuff I like. And the stuff I like. Okay, so full disclosure, I told you that I'm on Ban Island because the last 3 months I went kind of crazy. Well, I put from a 0 balance on a credit card, I went to $3,200. And for me, proportionately, that's too much debt. For other people, that's 1 bag. That's half of 1 bag in some other people, but for me, that is like, okay, this is gonna take me an entire year to get out of. I can't, even with YouTube, because like people are like, oh, I want to be YouTube famous. I don't want to be YouTube famous. I'm very grateful for everybody who is here with me, and on this journey with me. But thank you, Maria. um, AdSense is not going to pay for my bag problem. It's not going to cover. I mean, what people actually have to do on YouTube is actually affiliate links and sponsorships. That's why you see so many sponsorships, because that's where the money is. Even pro athletes, the money they make is from sponsorships. It's not actually from their whatever job they're doing as an athlete that gets the money. Car racing, same thing. Their car racing is extremely expensive. I can go the rest of my life and never watch or listen to another Formula One podcast again. Everybody, if you ever wanted to know what James listens to, Formula One podcasts. I'm so sick and tired of listening about commentary about cars going in circles. Um, are your videos monetized? Yes, I'm monetized. Do you get a check for these? I do now, and I'll tell you one thing based on my earning for the month of March, projected, and I have a video going out like daily, sometimes 2 and hours and hours and hours worth of lives. The average AdSense from mine is between 44 cents and $4 per video, whatever it is. And they build over time because the monetization is dependent on views. So as each thing grows with views, you get a little bit more money. But if I do a 4-hour live, 3-hour live, 2-hour live, whatever, 2.5-hour live, and my average income from that is $4, hey, I am not here for the AdSense, guys. I am so not here for AdSense. And when I'm doing a live like I am right now, there are no ads. There shouldn't be ads, because right now we're not monetized. We don't actually monetize until I'm done talking to you guys. I close end my stream. I go back into YouTube Studio and I say, monetize. So right now it's not monetized. If there is ads, if you are seeing ads, I'm not getting a benefit from it during my actual live stream. Beautiful Steps, there's almost the opposite, of course. There's MK and RL, but majority is luxury. Oh yeah. And then there's me with my vintage duties couch and everywhere. Yeah. Well, you're in Europe. In Europe it's different. Damn, Ozempic, I can't even eat Oreos. Craig, I get it. This is James. Oh, James is actually. Oh, is he? Hey, James. I am ranting, dude. I am so ranting. Thank you for being here, husband. I have been. I've had some bad news today. I'll tell you later. I'll text you. Nothing about us, but I'll tell you later. And it's like I'm venting my 1-year anniversary. So what I'm telling you is like, scrape the frosting with your teeth, says Debbie. Jackie, I love learning about all the bags, period. That's why I'm on YouTube, not just to learn about high-end luxury. Yes. I agree. I agree. It's what I like being here. It's what I keep coming here for, is when people say, hey, because of you, I bought pre-loved bags. A lot of people are afraid to buy pre-loved bags. I get it. But I like vintagey old things anyway. I mean, it's not just even about the good deal. It's something that's already created, is in the world, is useful. It belonged to somebody else. It gets to be mine. I got it for a fraction of the price. It's not the same old thing I can buy out of Walmart. And that's what I was talking about. Placelessness is a lot of times all your merchandising is the same too. It can look the same wherever you are. So, especially with the same programs, people start trying to, our sounds and accents start to meld a little bit because we don't have local area, Anyway, so I do have an accent, so I've been told. I don't hear it. everybody else hears it. Michael says, I'm starting. Oh, we don't have Ozempic, so it's another kind of med like Ozempic. 2 stones. Um, If it weren't for Jackie, I would never have gotten a Junie, and she's given me a love for them. Yes! Because nobody is a small, in the grand scheme of brands, Dooney and Burke, first, is privately owned. Second, is a very small company, like $30 million, like tiny company, tiny company. And where is it distributed? Their distribution centers are department stores. We don't shop in department stores anymore. They don't have their own boutiques anymore. They do have the outlets, but they don't have their own permanent standalone stores. So they are relying on distribution contracts. So they're sold, they used to be sold in Macy's. They're not anymore. They're sold in Dillard's. You can get them in some other department stores, Belk's, like, department stores. It's the first Dooney I think I ever purchased myself came out of a Dillard's. Um, it wasn't for you and Craig, I wouldn't have known about. I wouldn't have known about Reed Karkoff, and honestly, Dee, if it wasn't for Craig, I didn't know that person existed. That was awesome. Um, Monarch says, Craig, I've learned so much from you guys. I also am learning the history of the brands. Yeah, and I'm reading up on histories because I know I have a deficiency in, like, well, I didn't even know this existed. I didn't know that Ralph Lauren started the lifestyle brand. Like, he started that whole movement, and now every brand is a lifestyle brand. Every brand says you must have everything that comes from us. You must have our cups and our plates, and you want perfume and clothing and kids wear, and um, and here's the thing is, I love luxury brands. I'm not knocking it at all. I just can't afford them. Let's be super honest. I can afford one a year, maybe two, and that's if I give up other vacations. And now that we're on this vacation thing, there's no $2,000 Louis showing up. Not when I'm paying for it. I don't have the money. I can't tell James, hey James, and James is on here. I can't say, James, hey, that cruise we want to go into, we can't afford it now because I bought a bag. It's just not the way it's gonna go. Um, so I mean, I did for a while. I went kind of nuts when I ran through my inheritance and went through my LV journey, which I did document, which isn't here. You'll never see the majority of my collection because I got rid of it all. Um, I still love it, but what I love more than anything now is finding these other things um, that just mean a lot. Well, I'll show you my bag today. As you saw, I unboxed this yesterday. This is now my favorite tote. Before this tote, as a medium to small tote, it was this tote. I like these 2 totes so much now that I'm thinking of getting rid of my field totes, and I loved my Coach field totes. I'm like, well, I'm never gonna really use them, and it comes down to the handles. Um, just much appreciated for these other brands. Sorry, Michael, I dropped my phone. Wasn't intentional. Same, I started to buy and love Dooney because of Jackie. Yeah, it's just like, well, the thing is, because Dooney is still owned by the person who created it and designed it, and still is alive, which is key. Because when Mr. Dooney is no longer living, who knows where the direction is going to go? Companies change a lot at that point. Kind of like poor Carl. I mean, poor Carl when Karl Lagerfeld sold his poor company. I just think Karl Lagerfeld thought that his brand would devolve into the pictures of himself and a cat. I really don't, because I don't think, you know, those are his image. And um yeah, Debbie, the rolled handles are everything on this bag. And it's the drop size. This bag is pretty dang awesome. And I actually played with it, and I kind of do like the inside out version of it more, but I really love the texture of this one. Keith says Dooney should send you free bags. They actually do have an affiliate program, and some people, like, in I can't remember her name. There's somebody I do follow that was gifted a couple bags from them, but you kind of have to sell your soul, honestly. I mean, you have to be like, hey, thank you, Robin. Debbie says Carl is fine with it. He should have been. He sold his name. I mean, people who do that, it's like, a lot of people sell their name and they just move on. But It's he always intended to be his own character. Really, Debbie. I just like at some point people aren't gonna know who this dude is on this thing and his cat. Because that was iconic for him going to all those shows, but whatever. There's another brand of Karl Lagerfeld. Um, Sinise, yes, Sinise is an affiliate of Dooney and Burke, and I love Dooney and Burke. But here's the thing: affiliates, Dooney and Burke wants people who to promote to their current bags. I am probably never that person. I am always going to say, get the pre-loved one. You can still get the satchel. They're still making the satchel, and you can still get the satchel, and you could get it for a third or a fourth of the cost if you just buy it on the pre-loved market. Now, as an affiliate, I'm supposed to say, buy this satchel off Dooney.com. And I'm like, yeah, that's $400 or $500. D says I caught myself contemplating a pre-loved Evelyn for 2,900, and then I walked into my room and saw my vintage Junie that was like an Evelyn. Came back to my senses. Yeah, yeah, I get it. You know, Junie would want Jackie to buy new. Yeah, new releases, not pre-loved, and they would want me to promote the newest thing. And the thing is, Dooney has recycled. They tweak a lot of their older brand or older models, older designs, and then they cost more, which is fine. That's what everybody's doing. I get it, but um, where did that bag go? Somewhere over there. Over there. I just saw that. How many? I think every single live I say this. What did I do with that bag? That should be my new catch line for everything I do. So where did I put that bag? But they just retweak things. Like right now, their canvas, for example, they have a brand new canvas line. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. But I went to their outlet. Their canvas goes from a nylon, kind of like a nylon canvas to more of a cotton canvas to a canvas, depending on what, like this is the old canvas. This is canvas, a cotton twill. Um, oh, right here, this nylon is a different texture nylon than what they're currently producing. Um, so it's kind of like it is depending on what's available, what they're producing at the time. It looks a little different, but it's the same thing. It's still this bag. It's still a nylon vachetta trim bag. It's a different seasonal color. It's a different whatever. But if you like this bag that's current, let's assuming this is current, you can go find it from 5 years ago. It's still out there. You know. And I know like companies want you to buy the first point of sale from them is what they want you to keep doing. But then at the same time they say sustainability. But then they're not buying back their stock. They're not buying back what they've sold already. They're making new stuff all the time. So they're not saying, "Hey, we'll buy this back." And there is a program, but Coach does it and Dooney does it too. So Dooney does it a little differently. So when you have a bag that is Dooney, beat up, kind of old, you send it into repair, and they can't repair it, they will give you a percentage to get another bag. It can only go through their Dooney.com. It cannot go through I Love Dooney, which is also technically owned by Dooney, but to do this program, it has to go through um, it goes through the whole request form for a repair. You send it in. They say we can repair it. We can't repair it. They can't repair it. They're going to offer you some type of percentage off something else to purchase. Like I had sent in a wallet. They couldn't fix it. They says we'll give you XY dollars for another wallet. And it's kind of like a percentage, but it has to be nothing on sale. It has to be on their website. So that's at least something. Right, where with Coach there's a buyback program, but it has to be perfect, like perfect, and it's only like a percentage also, and that's how they get their Coach creates and their Coach reloved or whatever, very small percentage. With Dooney, most people don't even realize Dooney does repairs at all, let alone that they have this program where if you have something from theirs and you send it in and they can't repair it, they'll offer you and this has to go through the service request. It's a small business. So anyway, um, people who stand by their products like that don't exist anymore. That is the quality of craftsmanship and service. They says, we own this. This is our product. We can fix it or we can't fix it. Now they can't do linings. They're not going to do piping. They're not going to fix, you can't fix tears in leather. That's beyond. But if you have hardware, you have missing hardware, hardware that needs to be tightened, a zipper pull. Maybe, I'm not sure, I've never had an actual zipper replaced with Dooney, but other things I've had replaced, they've been able to fix them. Like mostly it's the hardware issues and they can fix it. And that's amazing. And I have done repairs with Louis Vuitton. They make you pay a bazillion dollars. Now they can repair the piping and the lining and almost anything you want, other than the canvas if it has a rip or tear. You're gonna pay for it at least, and that's great. But that's one of the rare people that do that. There's only the only companies I know that do that. Even Hermes Spa is only the exterior. And Chanel's warranty is only on very specific items. And I think even Bottega, when Romina did her video on Bottega, it only covered certain bags, not the metallic finishes, because metallic finishes are notorious. So everybody buys these very expensive, nice, wonderful things, even if it's okay, even if it's only $500. $500 proportionately to my paycheck is a lot of money. I cannot do that every month. I cannot buy a $500 bag. You might as well say it costs $3 million. I have to pay my light bill. You know, I can get away safely spending $200 a month on a new bag without any kind of disruption to my life. I have not been doing that. I've been spending more than that, which is part of the problem. But which is why we're on Band Island again, and I'm trying to rein it in. And that's why you see me with $30. I bought this for $50 because that's my budget. That's realistically what I can afford. So this is what I've learned from YouTube is that FOMO is real, influencing is very real, and sometimes you get caught up in the creating for content. Now, I didn't buy things to make content. I bought things as YouTube as my excuse. I said, well, if I buy this, I can show my friends. I was going to buy it anyway, but this is an excuse to that extra push of justification to say, if I get this, I can buy this. Like one of the very first things I said a year ago when I was talking to Winnie was, have you ever done a bag swap? And she's like, no, because people were very much like pristine things. They wanted perfect things. If you notice people doing unbaggings or unboxings, the alignment, everything must be perfect. And I get that. But I'm like, it's a bag. Either you like the bag. I really don't think the misalignment of that seam is going to really bother me that much. It bothers some people. It doesn't bother me. So I show people, hey, you can fix this. You can repair this. You can restore this. You can clean this up. You know, it's actually more valuable to me because it is no longer being produced, which means there's a limited amount out there. What is out there is out there. The French blue um, is a coveted color from Dooney and Burke. It was a seasonal color. You have to find when you find it, buy it because they don't make it anymore. So it's a limited thing to buy. The Reed Karkoff boxer bags, love them. Limited because there's only so many made. They only made them for 4 or 5 years. When people are done with them, they're done. They're done. Keith says, I guess because it's gold. Gold and gold, highly sought after because it's a classic color and has the white contrast stitching. Um, let's see. Angela said, wait, but if you search the Real, the other sites, you can find better prices. Angela, same here, Craig. My buying habits has changed so much. Craig says, D, yeah, the color and size would bring the PM the most commonly bought size. Debbie says I saw that Temu version in blue. And then D bought the more likely, but in the end, the vintage Dooney is paid for. Yes, exactly. I probably have, thank you, Lisa. So I started YouTube to hang out with my friends and have them get to know me, and what I have found are more different friends. I didn't honestly, it isn't actually other content creators. It is actually you guys, my subscribers who hang out with me. There are quite a few content creators that hang out here with me, but mostly the content creators who are on my lives aren't actually watching my videos. If they are, now Cami does. She does respond to a lot of them, but a lot of content creators are busy in their own life, their jobs. This is a second, third, fourth job, whatever. They're not watching my content, and that's okay because I'm not a luxury channel, and they were, are, or still are, and but they do come out into the chats and hang out with each other, and that's fine. I think it's fun. Um, so in the year of YouTube, I never thought I'd have over 1,000 subscribers. I didn't think I'd be monetized. I never thought I'd have any sponsorships. I've had 3 sponsorships. Because of my issues with sponsorships, they cost me more money than I will ever make. Because when I do a sponsorship, I go all in. I like, oh, if you give me one thing, I'll buy 5, you know, because I want to really support the brand if I really like it. Like Naomi's Crafted, she gave me one thing, I bought one thing. I already have a couple more things I want to buy, but then I watched like 2 or 3 other videos she's done, and she gave almost every other person she did a sponsorship with, she gave them 2 or 3 things. I'm like, oh, well, I guess my channel's too small. So I don't know. But I approached her. She didn't approach me. All the other sponsors she's done that I know of, she approached them, you know. And I was the one that said, "Hey, look, Naomi, I've seen your sponsorships. Would you like to collab with me? And I would love to try one of your bags out." And I'm all for handcrafted. I love the concept. But she's competing with mass production, and that is hard to compete with. 13 minutes, Jackie. Okay, that's when okay, in about 13 minutes, we're gonna end this live and go hang out with Winnie. Winnie and Dawn Loves Couture should be going live tonight. Um, Tuesday is her normal live night. I try not to not repeat, but overlap anybody because I go live all the time. It's not like it's just I go live when I go live. So, I wanted to say thank you to everybody watching this and everybody who will watch this, and all the people who have watched all my videos and all my subscribers, because something else I didn't know about YouTube when I started was it's not just the amount of subscribers, but the views. So you can have a huge amount of subscribers, but if they don't actually watch your content, it doesn't matter. What matters to, and when I started YouTube, I didn't even know what the word algorithm, other than in mathematics, meant. I was like, what? What are you talking about, algorithm? What is this mysterious algorithm you're talking about? I used my husband's streaming equipment. Um, I used his computer for like 10 months. I used his streaming camera. This is his streaming setup. So I love that. Oh, and that is the thing, MT Native, about trying to read. I do my lives to hang out with you and for you to interact with me, because that was something I noticed that in YouTube was lacking, was a space for subscribers to interact with me. I am not some YouTuber with a million people watching me and 2,000 comments. I'm a small YouTuber, and I can still sit here and do this and interact and talk to everybody and hang out. This is also why I said I'm happy I didn't just become some um, huge YouTuber, because I had to learn how to do this. I didn't know I would do this. I didn't know I could live streaming, or that this was more fun than making videos, and that the interaction was more fun than just showing you my bag or unboxing, is talking to you about why I love it and hearing you ask, well, what about this? What about that? And people have asked me, about what product should I use to clean this bag with, or would you take this out? Would you clean it this way, or would you repair that, or is this a good deal, or would you buy that? You know, and that's something nobody's ever really asked me before. It's something I just always did. Um, yeah. So it's just like But you know how much I love your living room. I wish it was a 6 hours forward. Yeah. So anyway, it's a friendship and a family, and it's scary though, guys, because no one can hurt you more than your family. They know exactly what to say and how to say it. So that's the part about going on YouTube that's scary. It was scary for me, was putting your whole life out there, putting all of your expenditures, bad choices, good choices, whatever choices, being open to other people's judgment. I'm a state worker. I make an average income. I make lower than an average income. My sister is a high school teacher and she makes more money than I do. You do the math. You know, it's like I only survive because my husband and I both have an income. So, and we work, like we have to work. We are paycheck to paycheck. If something happened to our jobs, we would be selling this house and moving into a trailer. You know, if we had a trailer, we don't have one anymore, but we used to have a trailer. So, but that's okay. That's life. Most people are just like me. Most people are like me. You know, um, real family will hurt themselves before they will hurt you. Yeah, I like that sentiment, D. My life experiences have not been that way. Um, but anyway, I don't want to sit here too much. It's shocking that teachers make more dollars. Yeah, I'm a state employee. State employee. I have a undergraduate degree, most of a graduate degree. My husband makes like 10K more than I do. We have the same experience. My sister, I could quit what I'm doing now and go, I could actually quit what I'm doing now and get more money as a social worker. And I almost went into social working, by the way, but my heart can't do it. Um, my field is too specialized. So uh, Winnie is still naked, you're fine. That's funny. I like it. Not my life either. I admire anyone who has a YouTube channel. You're putting yourself out there. Trolls. Yeah, see, the trolls actually, Monarch, the thing is, the trolls don't hurt. The trolls are annoying, but they don't hurt because you don't know them. They don't know you. And people who sling mud like that, they're doing it because of that shows their character, not your character, is them. They have an issue and they're projecting and they're saying things. It's not you at all. It's never the person on the screen. If they're saying the troll comments, it's always about the person typing the comment. Um, Same with arguments. It's never really about the argument. There's normally an underlying issue. A lot of my family arguments had to do with something we weren't even talking about. Just like, okay, what's really wrong here? You know, um, so anyway, I love being here. I'm gonna still be here. I still can't believe I've been here a year. Um, my channel's probably gonna change and grow and be different. My space will always be a mess. It's never gonna be neat. If my space ever starts looking like a layout in Southern Living magazine, ask me if I'm okay. Because it's not possible. It's not possible. Lisa says you're absolutely right about the trolls. Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't make me angry. Trolls don't make me angry. It makes me sad. You know, what hurts my feelings is when people who do know me, people who do love me, in real life or not, say things that intentionally, it happens. As I said, the people who know you the most can hurt you the easiest. Um, it's not the trolls, it's the fake friends. Yeah, yep, the two-faced ones that hurt the most. And as you find over time, you don't always know. Time will tell. Time is a very good equalizer. If you're privileged to have time, it will. You can find out a lot. Thank you, Linda P. Thank you, everybody. So I'm gonna end this live because I don't want to step on other people's live streams. So let's go hang out with Winnie and Dawn. Um, let's see what she has to say. Winnie's changing her channel too. A lot of people are actually. A lot of YouTubers are changing what they're talking about. Um, Oh, give me a thumbs up. It does, apparently, hypothetically, it helps the algorithm. I really don't know. All I know is that when people, I follow Hey Everybody, and she has like 12,000 subscribers. And what she says is that she got a letter from YouTube saying they think a lot of her um, views are incorrect because there's lots of view numbers, not enough likes or dislikes or comments. So apparently proportionately they're saying they're bot views if you don't have engagement. So engagement to YouTube is thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. Either one. Up, down, it doesn't matter. As long as there's some type of engagement, they're happy with it. And that's how YouTubers get ad money, because that's how they push out your ads or your content. Okay. I will see everybody there. Thank you for watching my 1-year anniversary. I might, guys, before I leave and hang up and before you guys leave, Friday, we might not have an actual podcast or live cast from me. I will be on the road to Houston, but I told you guys I'll have a late night live. So for the night owls on Friday, I'll be there for you. But for the 6:30, we'll not be having a live, but we'll be there late night Friday when I get to the hotel. So anyway, thank y'all for hanging out, and I will go see you in Winnie's live. Bye, guys.